Yeah, so start implementing those things that you have read into your own life so you can become a better person. Like me, I implemented the 40% rule by David Goggins in Can't Hurt Me, where even if you're tired, you're at only 40%. Still got that 60% dog in you. When it comes to running, I'm doing track, so I'm most definitely implementing the 40% rule. But I'm also doing it in working out, other things, aspects of my life. So yeah, I would implement some of the things or most of the things that you have read throughout books, knowledge, research, implement it into your own life and try it. You know, if you fail, you fail. Get back up and do it again. But anyways, let's talk about some bad habits. Some bad habits that, you know, most of us do. I only did like two bad habits, but I can name a few. We got smoking, vaping, cigarettes, whatever. We got drinking, which I don't do because I'm underage. We have social media, that's one thing that I've done. And then, Pornhub. Yep. The thing that every guy does. Just sit on there and just scroll for more pleasure. Just killing yourself, man. I'm sorry, but it's not good for you. That's why I stopped. I stopped doing it because it's just killing me. It's a bad habit to have. It's going to mess you up. It's just bad to do. Now, besides that, let's talk about my first week of Dopamine Detox. I'm more focused. I'm not distracted. When I went back, it was yesterday, when I went back on Instagram to add somebody on a game, because I just wanted to take a little break yesterday. But when I tried to add them, I was invited to like too many group chats that I just didn't care about. I was like scrolling on them and I was like, this is just boring. There's no purpose of this. So I said, forget Instagram, just deleted it again. I'm not even going to go back on there because the purpose of it is just disgusting. So I'm just not going to get back on there again. That right there, that's how you grab a bad habit and just throw it away. I'm just not going back on Instagram. There's no purpose of me being on Instagram. Nobody talks to me on Instagram. All I do is see people's lives, things that they like, which and honestly, I really just don't care. I'm more focused on my life than other people's lives. There's just no point in being on Instagram, especially TikTok. Like TikTok, all you're doing is scrolling, just getting dopamine spikes, just scrolling. Ooh, that's nice. It's just not going to help you. You might here and there get a little motivational video. You're like, yeah, I'm motivated for like a short period of time, for like a short-term thing, probably like 30 minutes. Then you go back to your phone and start scrolling again. Just not doing TikTok either. There's no purpose in being on TikTok if I'm just not locked in. I'm not focused on the grind. Yeah, I'm just done with Instagram and TikTok. So, see how the second week goes. I know the second week's going to be phenomenal. My main goal is to get this thing to a year, which is a long-term goal. Like a year, I think about 365 days, a year. I'm not even tracking my days. I'm only making this video for you guys, to help you guys strive as people, as human beings, because that's what I'm trying to do as well. Excuse me, but anyways, this is the end of the video. I hope you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Comment down below, what do you think about Dopamine Detox? Is it good or bad? And without further ado, it's your boy Noto, aka Malcolm. Peace.
In the 18th chapter of the Gospel according to St. Matthew, Jesus makes it very clear to us that unless we are willing to forgive, we cannot hope for forgiveness from God. If we reject forgiveness and the forgiving of other people, we cannot enter paradise. Here in this 18th chapter, Jesus teaches the parable of the unforgiving servant. And this parable teaches us truth both about ourselves and about God. But first we must understand that God does not forgive because we forgive. It is not a reward. It is not something that we earn through our forgiveness. The initiative for forgiveness is always with God. God is the source of all forgiveness. All forgiveness begins with Him. And the forgiveness we give others is not really our forgiveness, but the forgiveness of God. It is divine forgiveness that must pass through us, that must be shared through us. All forgiveness comes from God. Those we forgive are the creatures of God, just as we are the creatures of God. The servants to the king in the parable. And we must take seriously Jesus' warning at the end of that parable when he says, just as the king has thrown the unforgiving servant into prison, Jesus says to us, this is what my heavenly Father will do to you if you do not forgive your brother. This is what my heavenly Father will do to you if you do not forgive your brother. Every one of us must hear that terrible warning that if we do not forgive, we face eternal damnation. Our unwillingness to forgive separates us from God and can separate us from God eternally. And this warning shouldn't just frighten us. It should prompt us into recognizing and rejecting the hatred that dwells within us. It should prompt us to seek out and reject the animosity that we allow to grow within us. At judgment, God will lay before us everything that we've done, a lifetime of sin, a lifetime of offenses that we have committed against Him, against God. Everything that He has been willing to forgive us of. And alongside this great list, this countless list of offenses that we've committed against God that we will seek forgiveness for, alongside it will be a small list of insults, a small list of those faults that we recognize, that we find in other people, that we have refused to forgive. Christ calls us to show mercy for that which is temporary, that little evil that others have committed against us. And He calls us to do so that we don't commit eternal evil against the soul, our own soul. We must not condemn ourselves eternally by refusing to forgive the trivial things of this life, though we will tell ourselves that they are not trivial.